Welcome to this edition of Strictly Salina. I'm your host, Carol Bell, filling in for Ann Knowles. Strictly Salina highlights nonprofit organizations in our area. If you or someone you know would like to be on Strictly Salina, please feel free to give us a call at 785-823-2500. That's 823-2500. Today our guest is Brenda Gutierrez with the Salina Area United Way. Thank you for coming, Brenda.
Yes, thank you for having me. I appreciate the time.
Absolutely. So we're going to be talking about the Saline County Back to School Fair. So go ahead and tell us a little bit about that.
Okay, the Saline County Back to School Fair has been in existence 17 years. So we do have some kids that have graduated. We always like to celebrate successes.
Absolutely.
It's a local community collaboration, and it's kind of a big deal coming up on August 3rd.
Very good. So what all do you just gather supplies, or how does that work?
Oh, how the process works. What we've been doing over the 17 years that we've done this, it's evolved. It started out with a grant that some of the funding came through an action group out of Topeka. It had to do with kind of homelessness and unemployment. And after a couple of years of having that here in Salina, we realized that local supporters, whether it's individuals, foundations, businesses, business clubs, civic clubs, they wanted to support that locally, and they've been doing that ever since. So our ordering, we've benefited from bulk buying. So we go, get out the bid letters and do some bulk buying and purchase things in bulk. And all those things are delivered to the location. We're working with Lakewood Middle School. We used to be at the Salina Bicentennial Center, which is now Tony's Event Center. So if people are reminiscing, they might have helped when it was back at the Bicentennial Center. And at Lakewood, we get all the supplies delivered on Wednesday, do some pre-staging. So there's a set of volunteers that help on Wednesday. Thursday is the exciting day because it's more of a team effort. There's music and there's some dancing sometimes. You should come. And a little bit of competition sometimes. That we actually pack the backpacks on that day, on that Thursday morning. And then Friday is actually the event.
Very good, very good. So it's a big process, it sounds like.
Oh, it is. When you walk in the room, just seeing all the supplies, just think it's a truckload, a box truckload of supplies. And the volunteers that help pre-stage, we do a lot of bulk buying, so actually opening the erasers, opening the glue sticks so they're ready. Then when you actually do the stuffing, we have folks get in a line more like an assembly line. So the more the younger people that are a little bit more mobile, everybody grabs a couple of backpacks, and I brought a couple. This is, for example, 2 of the bags that we'll be giving away.
Very nice.
And the kids like to put one on each arm, and so they have one on each arm, and the young people go around the tables, and then the other folks put in whatever it is. If they get pencils, if they get glue sticks, if they get pocket folders, those are all staged in order along the tables based on what grade. And we pack specifically to the grades, and we do work with the USD 305, the basic school supply list. That's what we purchase from.
Oh, very good, very good.
So in total, how many we do? For the high school, we do about 200, and in total, then we do 1,500. So knowing that in total we're going to pack that many bags that Thursday morning, and some of the cheering and dancing, that helps the energy level. Because when we start at 8 o'clock, we have a system that worked out several years ago. Some volunteers color-coded. They put color for the first, second, third grade, and a different color of yarn for the middle schools. So then we knew what went in each bag. So having those, we open everything up. There's a lot of recycling that goes on too, so that's really important. The school helps us with some of the recycling, and then breaking down boxes, and then restaging with notebooks, and then breaking down boxes and restaging with whatever the next grade gets.
Well, good. So, so how do you get the volunteers to come and help?
Oh, that's a good question. Volunteers. We have about 50% of our volunteers are return volunteers, and about 50% are new. Example, the last 3 years, the Dillon's teams locally, that's one of their community action teams that they've given back. Also Kohl's and some other businesses like that can come as a group and volunteer as a group or individuals. It's family friendly. We've had some babysitters, some youth groups. People can register through the volunteer hub, or they can register by calling the Salina Area United Way. That number 827-1312 at the Salina Area United Way. Again, 827-1312.
Very good. So what else can you share with us about this event coming up?
So in addition to the backpack giveaway, and the way we do that registration, it's for Salina or Saline County kids. So if the kids live in Saline County or attend school in Saline County, they come, and kids that qualify for free or reduced lunches. That's our qualification for the backpack giveaway. The backpack giveaway starts at noon. That's noon to 7. Also that day, Salina Family Health Care Center, their docs, their medical, and their dental come. The dental folks folks do dental screening. So if people want to have the screening and the varnishing, that starts at noon. And then they do free sports and free school physicals.
That's awesome.
So later in the day, those professionals come in and they have 5 teams. They keep that line moving. So if people are new to the district or the younger kids or the sports physicals, those are all free. And that happens actually at the fair part. Also at the fair, we have 30 booths. So it may be your table, it may be other civic groups, church or faith-related groups. Some businesses also participate. And we also, we encourage everyone to have a kid-friendly activity. So they're playing a game, they're actually interacting, a chance to role model or mentor with these young people. It's very family-friendly in that it's free, it's indoors and air-conditioned. We also have the law enforcement folks there just kind of doing that introduction to get to know faces in a safe environment.
Right, that's amazing. That's awesome for our community. I love it.
Yeah.
So what else can you tell us about the events?
Well, I brought some fun facts.
Okay, good.
Things that if you don't think about until you see the piles of the notebooks.
I can't imagine.
And we do break it down that we have how much money do we have to spend and how many kids. So when we look at, we do the 1,500. And a few years ago when the high school here in Salina went to Chromebooks, we did scale back what we give high school students. So knowing that with the paper and the pens for the high school students, and then the younger grades, we go with the basic school supplies. So knowing the packages of the 12-count colored pencils, 710 packages.
Wow.
Something that we end up dividing out pens, specifically glue, specifically red. So if you're getting 1,500, you're sorting those out and sorting out pocket folders. And there are some specifics with the highlighters, the pencils. With what we've budgeted, they get 10 pencils, although the school asks for 20 pencils, knowing that when someone comes and they get their backpack with the basic school supplies, they may still need to go to a store and purchase some more things based on that grade. Things we don't get, like we don't buy the Kleenex, we don't buy the earbuds, we don't buy the flash drives. So it's just the basics to let you know a little bit more about that.
Okay.
Some other, the crayons, if you can imagine a pile of 492 boxes of crayons.
Wow.
So it's just amazing how this comes together and the staging and the benefit of having like American Families been one of our sponsors forever. Some of the others, we've had the Rotary, Salina Family Healthcare Center, Michael Gutierrez Design. There's some folks that have been throughout the years help us, but definitely that Salina Family Medical Center, I can't say enough about their staff, that the professional folks come in and help us with that. And the Saline County Back to School Fair Coalition, we're loosely a group of 5 or 6 volunteers have helped almost every year.
Wow.
And we welcome new volunteers. If there's somebody that's interested in helping, you want to help with marketing, you want to help with the concession stand, there may be an area you really care about, and we'll fit you in if you want to help with registration for one day as compared to being on a committee and coming to 8 meetings. We only meet when we need to meet, so knowing that commitment too when you ask about volunteers, that varies too. In total for the event, we have around 150 volunteers, so that's for the Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday.
Wow, wow, that's amazing.
Volunteers are the heart of this event. And when we have people that say, I can't wait to help next year, or I want to bring my kids next year, the teams that come, and it may not work one year, but it works the next year, that people come back and they really relate. It's rewarding then when you see the young families getting their backpacks. When you see those students, they've waited in line, they've taken their turn, they turn in their slip, they pick up their bag, and the kids get to choose. We have 5 or 6 different colors and styles of bags that kids get to have a say in what they're getting a little bit. They stop and they open them up. You'll see them open the zipper, they'll look at that new box of crayons, they'll look at that new spiral notebook. And when the volunteers can see across the table and as the kids are leaving, their faces, and they thank everyone, I mean, it's very rewarding. And if you can't come, if you are the caregiver, the aunt, or the grandma, and you can come pick up the bags for the kids, just talk to whoever at registration. The idea is we're trying to help families be ready that first day of school. How can we help teachers? How can we help families? How can we help the classroom? You know, in general, how do we strengthen our community? And that's the mission of the Salina Area United Way. So part of my staff time as program director at United Way, how do we help strengthen our community? And in the long run, one of our goals at United Way is to increase the graduation rate. Again, looking at how do we start the kids from kindergarten until 12th grade, how do we help them be successful in school? Right. So this is one thing that we have found as a community, that it's not like it's owned by any one group, it's a coalition. And if people feel that this is something that I really want to support, what could I do? If people want to give cash, write checks, make donations, the Greater Salina Community Foundation is our fiscal agent.
Okay.
They've helped us out that way. The location is donated. Thank you for all the taxpayers and all the people that are helping make these things happen. But Lakewood Middle School, the school is really dedicated to helping their teachers be ready on day one. So
That's
I
awesome.
Thank them too.
Yeah, that's amazing. So going to shop for school supplies is one of my favorite things. I loved it. So I can't imagine how the families feel when they get that and look in there and see all the stuff.
Just knowing, and if the value of these is approximately $25, if you have 1, 2, 3 children, knowing that $25 that week, you might have some other school fees. You're trying to shop for school. I mean, kids need new shoes.
Right.
They need clothes because they've grown during the summer. So that $25 value of getting this, how we can help families. So that's a really good point.
That's amazing. Well, Brenda, is there anything else you would like to talk about the back to school fair?
One thing to let people know for sure, it's a one-day event.
Okay.
So on August 3rd is when we give away the backpacks, and we really truly do give them away. If by chance there's anything left, we do buy in bulk so that we get the best rate. So we do have some things in storage during the year, but we purposely try to connect with the teachers and the counselors, the groups, that we give everything away that day. And then if there are other people that have needs, there are other nonprofits in town, other churches in town, that's the mission also of those organizations. They want to help with school supplies, or they might want to help with backpacks and supplies. So checking around with other organizations, there are other things that happen in Salina and Saline County.
Yeah.
So there's other people that really care about trying to help our students.
Absolutely. So if anybody wants to get a hold of you to either volunteer or donate anything, how would they do that?
The best way at this point is if they call our office, the Salina Area United Way, so that 827-1312 for the Salina Area United Way, that's 827-1312.
All right, Brenda, thank you for coming today and sharing all this with us.
Thank
How
you
exciting.
for having us.
Absolutely. Thank you for joining us for this edition of Strictly Salina.